UCF coach Johnny Dawkins and Darius Perry and Darin Green Jr. We will have coach give his statement first, and then we'll open up for questions inside the room, and then we'll shoot it over to the Zoom. For those of you on the Zoom, if you want to raise your hand, we will call upon you individually. But coach, we'll start with you.
Well, I think it was a great game. You know, it's always expected when you're playing your rival, and we've had two really good games this year versus USF. The first game, they did an outstanding job. I thought the second game we responded, and this game right here, I thought both teams played very well, and we were fortunate to come out with the win.
All right, for those inside the room, if you want to raise your hand, we'll get a microphone over to you for questions.
Hey, Darius, could you just walk us final possession where you hit that three to make it 60-58?
Coach Dawkins just drew up a play in the timeout, and that was the shot I was supposed to take. And after the timeout, my teammates had confidence in me to knock it down. So that's what I did.
What kind of adjustments did you guys feel like you had to do in that first half to come back and tie it up towards the end, get the momentum at halftime?
I think we really emphasized on the rebounding discrepancy. They were leading in the Warner boards early on, and then we had to fix that in the second half, and then also just getting stops. I don't think we were getting a lot of stops in the first half. The second half, we started to get 2, 3, 4 stops in a row, and that's what really helped us take the lead and break it open for a second.
Looking down at the stats sheet, rebounding battle was 49-36. Talk about what it means to come out with a victory like that, even though the rebound totals were very different.
Well, it just showed our guys have a lot of heart. I thought they kept fighting through the adversity. They kept fighting through the fact that they were relentless on the boards, and our guys just kept battling, and we made the plays we needed to make. I thought we were better in the second half, rebounding the basketball, especially not giving them as many second and third shot opportunities. They had a few, but nowhere as many as they had in the first half. So I thought we did a better job making that adjustment at halftime. And our guys just kept battling, but we knew the type of game it was going to be. UCF does a really good job. They're a big physical team, and they play that way for 40 minutes. So you have to embrace it, and you have to make plays. And I thought our guys did.
Any other questions for the room? All right, we'll go to the Zoom. Trace.
Coach, you had to grab your heart a little bit watching that last couple of shots by South Florida, a little deja vu from Sunday. What were you feeling there as you watched them take their shots?
Exactly what you just said right there. Not again. But no, you just want your guys just to be in position, try to challenge shots like that at the end. I thought we did, and you never know. Sometimes, guys will make shots, under those circumstances. We're fortunate tonight where the 2 shots that they had, they didn't go. But I thought our guys played their hearts out, and there's no better way than winning with a defensive stop to end the game. And I love our guys for that. We talk about that all the time. We want to win on defense. And that was a chance for us to show that we could do it, and we were able to accomplish it.
A question for Darin. Darin, you had 11 first half points, no points in the second half. What changed defensively from South Florida in the second half on you?
They definitely started top blocking me, not allowing me to come off screens, which I have to do a better job of that, set my man up and things like that. But, we got depth on our team that, they made up for it on the offensive end.
And Darius, you split with Memphis this year. What is this team, your team, going to have to do to come out with a victory on Friday night?
I think we just have to play harder than them. I think they're a really scrappy team that plays really, really hard. And it's going to be a war who plays harder that's going to decide who wins the game. So I think that's all we have to do is play harder and smarter than them.
Thank you.
All right, Eric Lopez.
For Darin and then Darius, talk about Mbake and the impact he had inside. He had 5 blocks, 8 rebounds. How big is it to have a guy like that behind you to clean up any guys that might come to and challenge the rim?
Mbake is a big part of our team, especially on the defensive end. We get beat off the drive. We almost don't worry with Mbake down there because, like you say, he had 5 blocks a day, and he's done it multiple times for us. So, it's good to have Mbake down there.
I think the same thing. He's a huge part of the team. He makes a big impact when he's on the floor. He does a lot of things that may not even show up in the stat sheet, honestly. So, it's a blessing really to have him on the team. I think he's one of the better bigs in the country defensively.
Darius, you got a couple baskets early in that second half. Did that get you kind of going your rhythm there in that second half offensively?
It was the stops for me. I like the defensive end. I think we played some really good defense that led me to be able to get those buckets early in the second half.
Coach, you had 7 turnovers in the first half, but only 3 in the second half. Was it just a case of the guys, settling down after a first half, playing that first game of a tournament, or what changed there to protect the basketball in the second half?
I think that was it. I thought some of the turnovers we had, they definitely were unforced. I thought we were kind of rushing. We were forcing some situations out there on the floor. We weren't letting it come to us. I thought in the second half, we kind of let the game come to us. So the ball flowed a little easier. Guys weren't pressing with the basketball to make plays. And I think we had a better rhythm because of that.
Quick turnaround now. You got Memphis you're familiar with. Take us through the process now between now and tomorrow and getting ready for Memphis.
Well, the first thing we want to do is have our guys get off their feet. That's important. We'll stay here and catch our women's game, at least try to watch the first half, have our players do that to support our women's team and their game coming up. And then we'll go back as a staff. We'll start, watching more tape. One of my assistants already has the scout, so he's already prepared. So we'll start going over that, continuing to kind of learn more about them as I watch more this evening. And then we'll bring our players together and we'll show them exactly what we want to do as far as from the game plan, the execution that we want. And so they can, refamiliarize themselves with exactly who Memphis is now and what they're doing.
All right, any other questions? All right, guys. Oh, we'll go back to Trace.
Coach, Darius Johnson, Ty Freeman came up big for you in this game. Talk about what you saw from them.
Kind of what, DG was saying and Darius Perry was saying, our depth has been a strength of ours. And we expect guys to step up. We know we have good players, and I think we saw that again tonight. Tonight it was DJ making some plays for us. Ty gave us a huge lift in the first half and continued to be aggressive in the second half. And that's what we expect from those guys. Someone always has a chance to make some good plays for us. And tonight I thought both of those guys did, and they should. They're no longer freshmen anymore. This is at the end of a season. These guys are older players now, so we should expect them to come out and make those type of contributions.
And one more, Coach, you split with Memphis. What was the difference in that loss at Memphis? You played much better in the home win.
The difference was I thought they played well. I thought they got healthy. They had some guys kind of return that we hadn't played against that year. I think Williams was one of them, and so we weren't as familiar with him this season because he wasn't in our first game. I thought he gave them some good energy, gave him a huge lift. He's a veteran. I had been with them last year when they won the NIT championship, so he has a lot of experience. And I thought he gave them a big lift. And so now we're more familiar. We'll familiarize ourselves again. I said more we're watching tape in our preparation. But they're a very good basketball team. They're experienced. They play well. They have a lot of talent. But so are we. We're excited about the challenge of competing against them tomorrow.
Thank you, Coach.
All right, one more question for the room.
You talk about depth, and you're going to need everybody against Memphis. What's the status of Mahan for tomorrow?
Mahan status is still, day to day for us. I'm not sure exactly, we'll have to wait till the trainer explains to me exactly where he is and what he's doing. I don't want to say something that I don't know because he's getting to a point where he's close. I'm not sure if he's quite there yet, but I don't want to say something that I don't know until I talk to the trainer.
All right, thank y'all.